I am so sorry that this stream is later in the day. I did not intend for this. I had stuff going on and couldn't get to it sooner, but I was not gonna skip it today. So we're just having a later stream. First time streaming later than noon, but it'll be fine. Finishing getting stuff set up for the stream right now, so it'll just be a couple of minutes. But yeah, happy Saturday! Hello, anyone who's here. We are continuing what we had started 2 Saturdays ago, which was continuing to work on the plushies for the game me and Bubbles are creating. I just had a couple of the plushies I planned on doing today, and then calling that the stream. I do currently have a poll set up on my channel. If you go to my post, it's for the next Horror Game Wednesday. DDLC got really intense this past Wednesday, and I just wanted to know the community's opinion on if we wanted to continue the game next Horror Game Wednesday, or if we wanted to pop by another game for a little bit. I haven't really full-blown looked yet. I might look while on stream. But, yeah, I got that set up. Not sure many people have seen it. I planned on posting it to my TikTok later today. But, yeah. That Horror Game Wednesday was fun. Lots of fun. And I just want to hear y'all's opinions. I want to hear what you all have to say about it. I really want to know what you guys think. Oop, I have left my drink in the other room. I will be right back. I'm just going to mute up for a moment, and I will be back shortly. Alright, I am back. I am here. Yeah. What were we talking about? I know the stream is way later in the day, and I do apologize. That was not my intention. But, hey, I'm here now. I am fully here. And what the heck? My stuff does not want to work. Why the heck does my stuff not want to work? There we go. Okay, just a minute. I have to close out my program, maybe. No save. Try this again. Because it just wants to be just a wee bit finicky. Okay, what the heck? Why is it doing this? Why is it so set on zooming out? Is it because of that? Gee, that's what it. Okay, let me just fix this real quick. Okay, we should have stuff set up. So I think it is time that we start some art. Yeah, I feel like that's something we can start doing now. There we go. Okay, everything looks good. So yeah, things have been a wee bit chaotic this week. But overall, things have been great. Things have been good. Today is, I did not realize, the first year anniversary of Dandy's World being out. It's been a whole year for that game. I didn't realize it was until I have heard the news on TikTok, which was ultimately exciting. I mainly wasn't expecting it, but hey, it's really nice. It's awesome that they've been out for a whole year. I honestly find it really nice that Dandy's World has been out for a whole year. But let's see. Right, we're working on more of the plushies today. I still gotta save some more stuff eventually. Right, we're working on Sprout, Astro, Dandy, and possibly Pebble plush today. Because we did Shelly and V last time. I think we go with Sprout next. Let's work on Seedly. Sprout's Seedly. Reference. Give it a moment. I chose the pen, but where is the pen? Did it not load in? I don't think it loaded in. Where is it? Oh, nope, it's down below somewhere. Didn't realize that was down below. Once again, these designs are made by Bubbles. I help out with ideas for these designs. I'm not the full designer though. She's the one who's been doing the designs, the lore for our little fan game. I'm merely helping out with some background stuff. Sorry about that. Just discussing dinner plans with my dad. I'm not seeing the live chat pop up. I need to fix that real quick, I think. Maybe. I don't know why chat ain't popping up. Let me fix chat real quick before we continue. This will only take a moment. This really does not take long. I should have checked that beforehand. That is my bad. I am just tired today. But hey, YouTube Studios makes this super duper easy. Content. Come on, load for me, please. Thank yous. Live, we have my current one. for just a moment, and it shall be fixed. Okay. Okay, it is fixed. Woo! Woo! So glad I caught that early on. Okay, that helps out a lot. But hey, we got that fixed. We are all good. I think we start working on these plushies. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, last War Game Wednesday was quite fun. We've been playing Doki Doki Literature Club for the past 2 Wednesday horror game streams. And we got into the more intense part of the game, where Sayori no longer exists. We're still trying to romance Yuri, because that kind of works out in the game. No idea how, but it just does. Okay, can my stuff load for me? Thank you. I am tired today. I don't know about you guys. I got up early. Well, it's not as early for me. I actually managed to get some more sleep. But it wasn't enough. Secret of the Mimic for Five Nights at Freddy's came out yesterday. I currently do not have the game purchased yet, as it's a bit pricey right now. I might see if it goes on sale sometime soon, like the summer sale. I believe there's a summer sale on Steam. I'm not sure. But if there is, I might try and see about getting another FNAF game or two. Because I know my options right now are very, very limited. But, from what I've seen so far, it's a good game. Very, buggy for the first day release. I haven't really watched a lot about the game yet. Mainly because whenever I saw someone that I enjoy watching starting to stream it, it was very late last night. So I didn't really want to watch something that late at night. But it's okay. I am so used to having my moderator here to bounce off of. But that's okay. My moderator, I don't expect her to pop in today at all. I'm not gonna discuss why, because that is her own personal life. But, yeah, trying to think of what all to talk about. Dandy's World's been out for a year now, as of today, which is awesome. Don't know if anybody I don't know who watches me that is also on TikTok, other than my moderator. But, there's this one person in the Dandy's World community on TikTok called, Polybisu, I believe that's their name. They make a lot of Dandy World comics. They make What's This Called, which was about Sprout trying to find Cosmo, and Cosmo turned twisted. And it was really entertaining. I remember starting to notice this content creator on TikTok by around that time, whenever that comic was being made. They made a really good animation recent. With Bendy and the Ink Machine song, Can't Be Erased. It was a really, really good one. But TikTok kept taking down taking it down and cutting out the audio for it. Which was honestly kind of sad because how the music was lined up originally fit. It was honestly such a very, very good animation. It's still there, it's just now most of the audio is gone. I'm honestly glad I downloaded the video whenever it first appeared, before there was all the struggles with it. So that way I could always have the original version. I'm not going to post it. It is not my content to post. It is saved on my device for my own personal interest. Just in case if, TikTok were to get banned again where I live in the US. I highly doubt it will. But you never know. Let me actually check that poll real quick. I want to know. How's that poll of mine looking? Okay, so no one's really popped onto the poll other than one person. But they made it clear that they want me to stream FNAF. Which is fine. I've had it set up in a way. So, I'm just gonna explain this while drawing because I need something to say and talk about. Okay, Okay, so the poll has 4 options. First one is we keep playing DDLC, Doki Doki Literature Club. We continue playing it, same old on the next Horror Game Wednesday. Which I am very much fine with. I do not mind. We have a second option, which is a FNAF game. Doesn't specify which FNAF game because I am limited. I only have Pizza Sim, Ultimate Custom Night, and FNAF World, but I don't think I'm gonna play FNAF World because it's not that scary. So realistically, my options are either Ultimate Custom Night or Pizza Sim. Not sure which one of the two we'll be playing. I will probably do a wheel for it, since I don't really expect anyone to be in stream by the time I start. Or I'll talk with my my moderator and see which one she thinks I should play. I do plan eventually to play the VR games, but most likely not on stream. That's mainly because I don't know how to stream it, but I do know how to record it. And I've honestly not touched my headset in a while, so it will be fun to get back into VR. The next option was for me to hop onto Roblox and find a couple different Roblox horror games. Dandy's World would definitely be one of those options since it falls under the horror game category in some people's opinions. But I have other options that I could find as well. On there, like, there's Doors. That's a horror game I haven't played. There's Piggy. I've played Piggy. I was honestly so big into Piggy back in, like, 2020, 2021. OMG, it was a game that I would not stop talking about. I was crazy for Piggy. But yeah, there's a lot of Roblox horror games that I could have done. And then, final choice was no horror game on Horror Game Wednesday. We do something else. We draw or play probably a more friendly game that isn't scary. It would most likely still be a Roblox game. Or one of my free games I have on Steam. One of my games on there. But it'd just be a very, very simple and basic game day. If it wasn't a horror game. But yeah, no, that poll is still up. If anyone is interested in popping on over and taking a look. If you want to comment your own option, you're more than welcome to. I will not be afraid of it. I will play other horror games other than Doki Doki Literature Club happily. It's just the main game we're working on right now, and I don't mind starting up a second one to give us a little breather from it. And I know I started playing Pizza Sim in the past, but I don't have that save file on this computer. That's the only troubling thing. But that's okay, as I could very, very easily restart. I don't mind restarting that game. That Jesus is not looking good. I gotta move this hair down a little. I think. I have no idea how she did this though. Bandana thing. Head scarf, whatever you want to call it. I have no idea how she did it. I normally don't draw these. There we go. But yeah, that poll is still up. It's honestly up to the community, all of you guys who watch me, to decide. I am not putting in any of my own input in it. The decision is up to the community. And then if they choose an option where a wheel must be necessary, then we will spin it on stream. I will get it set up or get an app downloaded for it. I don't mind getting a wheel app on this computer. I would honestly love to have a wheel app on this computer. But I just get things set up and ready for it. The reason why I was so busy and couldn't stream around noon is because I had to go a couple places. I dropped family off at a friend's house. And then, I had to stop by a store to pick up some stuff for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Father's Day. Cherish your fathers if you have them. Or anyone who's a father-like figure. I had planned to cook dinner with my dad, although it was originally me cooking for my dad on Father's Day. But that plan kind of went sideways with what he wanted. It was stuff that I didn't know how to fully make on my own or didn't feel confident fully making, so we're making it together. Which I know he appreciates it. My father's a good guy. I know, I am planning on getting 3 plushies done. I could get the full sketches done and then work on outlining color individually afterwards. I might just do that. Yeah, no, let's do that. Let me get the other 2 references I need on here. Okay, reference. Okay, here's the Astra one. His plush is going to be very simple and basic. And then we have Dandy. Here he is. The only one shaded. Well, really, really shaded. But hey, that's alright. Alright, we're gonna do Astro next because he's gonna be the next simple one. I know she's not expecting anything big and fancy from these plushies. These are just simple collectible plushies in a way. Well, not really collectibles, but background stuff. I did start the other day working on my video of my own personal designs of how I draw Dandy's World characters. I've gotten 3 out of the 7 commons, not including the holiday tunes. They're gonna get their own videos. I've already figured out how I did the videos. I'm doing them based on types. We got commons, uncommons, rares, mains. Dandy might be slipped in with the mains. I'm not sure. He might get his own special video. Because I'm also including my own personal headcanons and like how I feel the lore is. Just on my own personal stuff about the game. But yeah, I gotten started on that video, and it's so far so good. I've gotten 3 of the designs done so far. I've gotten Poppy, Boxed, and Tisha done. And then there's 4 others left. I need to do Shrimpo, Cosmo, Louie, and Yada. I know what tunes are in what category pretty much. I do have to sometimes search and remember for a couple of them. But other than that, I could name each category they're in. Like, talk about them. I will say with that video for how designs look, they're based off how I personally designed them. And I'm looking for like comments about how they look and such. It's just more so sharing how I personally design them. And my own personal headcanons on the characters. I will say a lot of the headcanons I have were influenced by the Dandy's World community. But I've been trying to come up with headcanons of my own that I enjoy personally. I I've also added like eye detail to the characters, their eyes, because I know that it's still in alpha mode, alpha stuff for Dandy's World, but I have like little ideas for eyes and such, for my own headcanons and stuff. I will say though, for Boxton, I forgot to give him his. But with how I have his designed, I figured a way around it. And also headcanon / story stuff, which I will actually start writing down because I will not just leave that whole video empty without like explanation for designs and why I did them like that. But I will say I was very, very happy with how Poppy and Tisha turned out. And also with that video, I was also redesigning their Twisteds. Nothing wrong with their Twisteds. I just want to make them fit my personal redesigns. So I figured, what better way to do that than to draw them with them. So there's not going to be like a special Twisteds video. The Twisteds are being included within them. I expect each video to be at least 30 minutes long, give or take. And I will be happily sharing story and lore and stuff from my own perspective of these characters and what I've added in for them. I mean, if you guys got ideas, I wouldn't mind hearing some. Ah, jeez, what's a headcanon that I can give out that I've made? I don't know. I don't know what all I can give out without really spoiling anything or risk of possibly changing it last minute. Oh, there's an animal at my door. I'm actually gonna have to move this plush. We have to move this plushie down. Or just this one. There we go. Now I can draw. I will say I did really have a lot of fun with Poppy and Boxton. I was having a little issues coming up with ideas for them, but I did the best that I could. Gave them little special markings and such. I might honestly have another Dandy World art video where I try and design them as My Little Pony characters. I know people have done that, but there are some changes I feel like could be made from those, personally. Personally, I feel like there could be more done for some of them. What's something I can share? Something that will not be brought up this video, because this video is going to be about the commons. But these involve, like, the uncommons slash rares, I believe. I don't remember if Twisted Roger is a rare or not. I think he is. I believe he is. But, him and Tegan, I agree with the headcanon that they are Toodle's parents. However, I believe they were divorced parents. But, like, not, like, bad, messy divorce. More like, okay, we realize we don't like each other that way. Let's try and make this work out for our child. And it's not like they're blood parents to Toodles. They're more like adoptive parents. Like, Toodles was intended to have other parents within the show, from my own headcanon. But they just didn't make the cut, so they pretty much had Toodles parentless. And Roger and Tegan didn't like that, so they managed to get permission. And also went behind some people's backs and managed to turn it around to where Toodles is their adoptive child. But yeah, sure, they realize they don't love each other like that. But that's okay. Not all parents are going to be perfect matches. I know that. I know that for sure. I mean, like, my parents, for example, they were never perfect matches. But we kind of managed to be a good family. One way or another. My family isn't the most happy family, I will admit. But it's the only family I got. Honestly, I agree with my sister on the design of Dandy having a tail, because yes. I love giving characters tails. It's just so much fun. Like, come on, you can't disagree that giving one of your favorite characters tails is not, like, fun. Although I will say, definitely for the headcanon stuff within my personal design video, Gigi's gonna have more of a glamored up design and a bit more heavier on the lore and headcanon stuff that I planned out. Because she's my favorite. I am just realizing now I did this all in the same layer. Frick. That's fine, I can do that. Yeah, and I don't take away from that. Okay, that kind of works out in the end. I don't know if I want any of the characters to be trans or not, at least within my personal headcanons. Because, yeah, I can agree with headcanons of, oh yeah, this character could be trans, or that character could be trans. But if I kept up with those headcanons, every character would be trans. Or at least most of the men would. And then that make it seem like this whole show was girly. So I'm sticking it to just like maybe 2 characters at most being trans. Dandy, personally, headcanon. Mainly because of the spray paint that is around his stuff. The lobby shop. Where you buy your tunes and some trinkets and the skins and the Roblox skin pack. One you have to pay with Robux to get. Just small little headcanon idea. That he was originally supposed to be like a different flower, not Dandy. And we learned this later on. I was thinking maybe Daisy or Dandelion. Trying to keep within like the D flower names. Just some of my own personal headcanons, just to share. Those headcanons will not affect this game that my sister is trying to make. These are just my own personal ones for my own designs of them. Alright, we got all 3 plushie designs made. And we're going to go back and outline and color and sprout first. Question. Do you guys think it's cheating in art to use a stabilizer? I don't think so. I feel like it's more of like kind of like a handicap. Because I'd rather see people use the stabilizer because they have shaky hands, such as myself, rather than people using AI. Just personal thought. No one has to take it seriously. But, you know, I don't get why people get upset at others for using stabilizers and stuff. Or rulers. I use rulers all the time. I can't draw a perfect circle. It's really hard for me to do so, even with a stabilizer. See? That's probably one of the most perfect circles I could get. New then I'm going back and questioning, did I do it alright enough, or should I redo it? And I don't use a stabilizer for every part of the drawing. It's just for the bigger areas. The smaller areas I could very easily do myself. Is that... Yeah, that's right. So what are you all planning on doing for dinner? I know it's probably not dinner time for everyone, but it probably is getting close for some people. I'm unsure what I'm going to do for dinner. That's why I had to pause for a moment and have my mic muted up, because I was talking to my father about what we plan on doing for dinner tonight, because we have no idea. So I just threw out the idea to him, like, hey, why don't we just do our own thing tonight? It's not something we do every night, because we generally, if we do a VZ night, it's usually either we do our own thing, or we come together with an idea for an easy meal. Like, for example, chicken patties. But we don't do them in oil. We do them in an air fryer. It's healthier. Less grease that way. What are other things that my dad and I do for dinner? We do burritos. Sometimes in the microwave, other times in the air fryer. We have not done them deep fried in a while. There's also nights where we do pork chops with baked potatoes and green beans. Father's Day dinner tomorrow. We have planned out steak. We have a big T-bone that we're gonna share. We're gonna do mashed potatoes and green bean casserole. And it's gonna be fun to eat and make. I'm gonna be learning how to use a grill. I already know the dangers of fire and what I should and shouldn't do around fire. Ooh, I don't think I've shared this on my channel yet, but I've accidentally started a fire one time. Oh, this was a few summers ago. It was back in like 2022, 2023, one of those summers. I had learned how to make the hamburger helper dinners. Oh, I believe it was stroganoff I was making. The beef stroganoff. I have learned from my father how to make those. Just simply follow the instructions on the back of the box and you're good. But I just wanted him to teach me just to make sure I knew how. And he was coming home late just to mainly drop off my sister before going out again. And seeing someone about something they needed fixed. So essentially, he wouldn't have time to stop by and cook dinner. And I felt like I wanted to cook that night. So I told him on the phone, hey, why don't I cook this? And then whenever you stop by at home, you'll have time to stop really quick and eat. Because he would have a small window to eat. And I'd make sure he'd have a plate. By the time he got home, I was pretty much almost done making food. Which was nice. I skipped where the fire part came in. But I told him what happened. It was in the middle of me cooking. I was trying to strain the meat. He taught me one way, which I do not like personally. I will probably not do again. What he does is move all the meat to one side of the pan, grab some paper towels, and use that to soak up the grease. That's really hard for me personally to do. And I personally did not like that method at all. So I had tried to do that, but some meat accidentally fell into our burner. We don't have a gas stove, it's an electric, but still, our burners do come up a little bit, so there is spots underneath where food can get stuck and burn. So a little bit of meat fell down into that before I had really been able to do anything. It was too hot for me to manage because that burner was actively on and being used. So I didn't really have a way to deal with it. So I figured, okay, shouldn't be a problem. I can deal with that later. Nowhere in my mind did it process that, hey, that's gonna catch on fire. Never in my mind did it process that it would catch on fire. So I just didn't worry about it. I just left it be. But then, a few short minutes later, after I'd gotten the powder and made the sauce and was trying to get it to simmer, that's when disaster struck. I noticed a fire. I moved the pan and the fire rose up. And I panicked a bit. I was home alone during that, mind you. And I didn't have time to run across, well, not really run across, but run next door to our neighbors to ask them to help. So I just kind of grabbed the pan, I picked it up, and I moved it onto a different burner and just watched the fire. Purely what I did, I should have thought about putting a bowl over it, but I didn't want to mess with fire. I kept all the animals away from the fire and watched it burn. And then once it was done, I just stood there for a moment, freaked out. And then I turned on the burner that had the pan on, the different one, it was a different burner, and just continued to cook on a smaller burner. I don't know how I was that calm over a fire, but I was. Hey, you know what? Points to me for not getting freaked out over a fire. I know what I should do in a fire, But I didn't have the means to take care of that at the time. We don't actively have a fire extinguisher within our kitchen. But I, at least, at the very, very least, managed to keep calm during that situation. Which I am surprised I was able to do so, because I am not a calm person. I'm not the kind of person to just stay calm during a fire. I get a little bit of anxiety with fires, so I don't know how I managed to stay calm enough to deal with the fire in that way. I don't know why I didn't scream or immediately call my dad, panicked and wondering what the heck to do. But it's one of my favorite stories to tell nowadays. One of my favorite things to tell people. I started a fire in my own kitchen. Technically, I don't own the kitchen, but still. I started and managed to stay calm while a fire happened in my home. Nobody got hurt by that fire, and nothing got damaged, luckily. And the dinner still cooked. It was a very good meal. We enjoyed it a lot. And it's still something I get a good laugh about to this day. I'm sure not a lot of parents would be happy to hear that their child had to be home alone while there was a fire going on. But my dad was chill about it. He's still chill about the fact that I handled myself during a fire. Because we never expected for me to be the one to start a fire at home. Never expected that. But yeah, I managed to stay so calm for it. Oh jeez, I don't remember how I did these arms. Let's just do legs for now. Oh jeez. Anyway, what else can I talk about? What else? Let's see. I've never had someone break into my home. I've never been in a tornado. I've never been in an earthquake. I've never been in a tsunami or hurricane. I mean, I've had active floods happen around me, but none where I was affected. These are not to, like, help locate where I am. I'm just trying to think of any natural disaster. I mean, there was one night, years ago, whenever the tornado siren went off in the middle of the night. I was dead asleep. My sister had to come in and try to wake me up, let me know there's a fire. And you want to know how I responded? I told her that I didn't care and went back to sleep. I'm surprised I reacted like that. But hey, at least I know. At least I know what to do in case if a fire does happen. As fires are really the only thing I've ever dealt with. a little bit lonely without anyone popping into chat, I will admit. Okay, what can I talk about? There's noise outside my house, but that's fine. It's nothing bad. It's just my father doing some stuff. Something definitely weird. I've never had a food allergy. Never. I've never been allergic to foods. I've been picky about foods, but never have I ever been allergic to foods. I've never had a food allergy in my life, at least as far as I remember. Like, at worst, I had a mild dust allergy that just made me feel really icky if I inhaled a lot of dust. I mean, I still deal with that, despite the fact the allergist says I don't have any allergies. Which is oddly concerning that they said I don't have any allergies, because how is that mathematically possible? There's no way I've outgrown every single allergy, including the dust one, because that dust one still affects me to this day. Um, 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 um. I have no idea what it's like to have food allergy. But I do know what it's like to care for someone who has one. My sister, Pastel Bubbles, she definitely has a lot of allergies. And I'm always very careful whenever I make her food. I am always so careful that there's no form of cross contamination. Like, right now, we're raising chickens. She is allergic to chicken, so before I handle anything after I take care of the chickens, I immediately scrub my hands clean. I make sure that there is no trace of chicken on me. That way, she doesn't get an allergic reaction. Because I am not going to risk someone's own health because I don't want to wash my own hands. Because that's nasty. And honestly kind of selfish. Okay, my stabilizer's off. I need my stabilizer. Give me my stabilizer. And now we turn stabilizer off, and we're just gonna dot around some freckle. Hmm. plan for the next update? I feel like from what spoilers we have gotten within the Blush Crunch Studio server, I feel like we're gonna get some new skins. Like, I've heard that V's potentially getting a new skin. And honestly, I'd love for V to get another skin. I want to see what they come up with for her. Because she's a TV. There's so many possibilities for a different kind of TV. They could give her a flat screen head. I don't want her to have a flat screen head, though. OMG, I forgot something important. He has detail on this apron. Dang it. That's fine. I can do that in normal detail. In a different way. And I will get that figured out here later. For now, we are going to move on to coloring. Okay, that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to get this. That's not the color of the face. This color does not match that one. Those colors do not match. What the fuck? It's like the arm color. Why is it picking up the arms color? I wasn't clicking on the arms. Is my stuff lagging that much? Jeez. I'd appreciate it if I could get face. As that is what is here right now. That doesn't look like a face color at all. That still looks like the arm color. That's still the arm color. It's brighter. Now look at me in the color. That still looks like this one. Okay, no, it is a bit darker. Okay. Okay, I don't get what's going on with this. That's going on with the bucket. The bucket's not picking up the color. Because this is the color that I'm wanting. The bucket will not accept this color. What the heck? What's wrong with this color? It's not even the current color that I have selected. What the heck? Why isn't... I can't do any other color. What the frick? I don't know what's going on with this. It's broken. The program's not wanting to work. This is the color I want. Give me this color. That ain't the color. Why can't it accept a perfectly normal color? It's like as if it doesn't exist on the color wheel. And that's just bullcrap. It exists. I was just using it. You know what? Fine. Dustin wants to be stingy about it. I will just brush it in myself. Instead of bucketing it like I want to. Because I always use the bucket. Because I am not a very neat colorer. Let me just pick up a eraser and just erase this little bit on the face. What the heck? Oh, what the heck is that? I did not put that layer there. No. Remove. No, just give me my normal, please. Give me my normal. Please tell me this is fixed. Please tell me that's all it took to fix it. Please somebody just click something dumb. Oh, frick. Give me this. Click that. There we go. OMG, this app wants to give me a pain. Jeez. Can it not today? I would very much prefer if it did not. Because I kind of don't want this right now today. I'm already tired enough. I don't want to think that I broke my computer. Because I don't have the funds right now to get a new computer. Alright, I clicked on reset settings. Nothing's gonna be right. Bucket, options, growth, 1, 2, 3. Then we're just gonna go back and fix this. Wait, no, it does not use the effects. These. I'm tired. I am honestly tired. I know I have not been talkative this stream. I'm sorry. So far with that poll, I believe it still says FNAF. I might include the VR games if I can figure out how to get my VR headset set up before then. If I need extra connector pieces for that, I'm just gonna have to skip on VR games. Well, listen, if I could figure out how to do VR games on stream, I would most likely do Help Wanted 2. I love that one. I will happily admit that is one of my favorites. Alright, got the main colors. I'm just going to add in the details that I have forgotten. Like a cupcake. Here we go. No, that wasn't it. Oh, here it is. I think. I normally don't add in detail last minute because I usually don't forget detail whenever I'm drawing. I didn't realize there's the cupcake because it's covered by the sample stuff. There's just mainly a way to keep it from getting stolen. Which I don't get. I wouldn't want someone stealing my hard work like this. I do have a hard time replicating this stuff though, because I normally don't do this. Ah, jeez. What can I talk about? I don't know. I am just too tired to do stuff today. Oh, shoot. What the heck? No, I put that on a different layer. Dang it. Okay. No, There, that's pretty good cupcake. Right, and there's supposed to be sweet right under it. Plushies don't have to be exact characters. If they had to, that'd be a little frustrating. There we go. Good enough. I may do Sprout later whenever I'm not as tired. But for now, this will be what we're gonna go for him. Was I just saved an art? Yeah, I did. Go. Okay. Next up is Astro. He is supposed to be more the easier one. I'm hoping he is the easier one. I think we're just gonna do him and then call it good. We can do dandies later on. I do apologize. I am just tired. If I wasn't so tired today, I'd probably do 3 hours. Or at least 2. But I can't today. I am too tired. But I didn't want to leave you guys without a stream. So I will do my best. Well, I think I got an air bubble in me. Oh. My house feels way too quiet tonight. I am used to hearing my sister in the other room doing her own thing. She's not here tonight. She's doing other things. She's a grown adult though, so I'm not going to interfere with her stuff. Just because I'm feeling a wee bit lonely. I honestly love all the fluff that she gave Astro. Honestly. Look at all that fluffy fluff. Honestly, such a good idea. Really, a good idea. Oh, I am just stiff and tired. I just want a nap. But it's too late to nap. It's like 4:30 where I live. Dandy ships. That's something we can talk about. Dandy World ships. Personally, a lot of the ships can go out the window. A lot of them, people are so strict by. Like, Fruitcake, that's Sprout X Cosmo. Those strippers need to chill out. Like, I get it. I see it. But canonically, they're best buds. I see them more as best buds with best friend privileges. Pretty much. Best friends with special privileges. Moonflower. Toxic ship. Personally, I see it more toxic than positive. Shell Vision. Heavily one-sided. V is a TV. She doesn't have the same normal feelings as the other tunes because she's an electronic. honestly wouldn't make sense for her to date anyone in a sense. In fact, I see her as a non-romantical character. People who ship Scraps and Goob need to stop. They're siblings. I have seen people in Dandy's world ship them. Not from my own personal experiences, but I've heard of people who've had to deal with shippers like that, which is like ill. They are siblings. And then there's people who joke around like, oh, I ship Toodles with some random character. Which is like, ew, she's a child. She should not be shipped with anyone. It's just disgusting. These people are probably joking around, but I am tired of seeing those kinds of comments. Or people who claim that Louie and Poppy are siblings. They are not siblings. Or any form of family. It's a nice hey kin, but I personally like to ship them. Personally, I love shipping them. I'm just not realizing I forgot an important detail on Sprout. I'm just realizing. I've forgotten that I was supposed to make his lips more stitches. More like stitches. That is my own fault. I have forgotten that. Okay, yeah, so let's just go on to color. Let's turn off stabilizer for this, please. And this ain't the same color. It's just a wee bit off. There you go. Place. What? What do you mean you couldn't save? Yes. Okay. There we go. I fixed Sprout. Honestly glad I was able to. Stabilizer again. Yeah, no, anyone who may be here and want to vote, I have a poll up still for next Horror Game Day Wednesday. If you want to stop by and see what we play, if you check out the poll, it'll say what the options are for playing. Check on it. It's still the one vote for FNAF, and that being the only vote. Don't know how I can check out those votes. But, yeah. That's still the only vote. But that's okay. Wait a minute, I need to check something with the old plushies. Okay, so I did it for Shelly, but I didn't do it for V or Sprout. I added extra stitching for her. You know what? That's fine. I'm not going to mess with it any further. nothing to chat about. Not really much of anything's been going on lately with me. I'm just tired today. I've been tired. I've been having to get up early and I do not like it one bit. Mainly because my body forces me to get up at the crack of dawn. And I just hate my body for doing that. Okay? Like, can my body chill out on the number of times that I get up, like, before 7? I'd love to sleep until, like, 8. Like, 8 a.m., like, that good of sleep, I would freaking love. Does anyone else struggle with sleep like that? Where, like, their body just won't let them sleep? I know mine's because of medical stuff. Stuff that I will not share. Because I do not feel the need to. Oh yeah, I've been trying to figure out for school. I think some people who watch me are in school whenever August comes around. So I was thinking of streaming later on Wednesdays, if not moving it to Sundays. And Saturday streams might be like every other weekend. I don't know. That's just personal thought, personal thinking. You know? Because everyone's got a life, and I don't expect people to stop in the middle of the school day to watch me. Because, like, what if their school doesn't allow phones and they're caught watching me and I'm the reason they get in trouble? I don't want that. Oh, jeez, I really am tired. My eyes are unfocusing. That ain't good. I'm normally not this tired this early in the night. Not unless it's, like, unless I've had a really extreme day, which I haven't. Sure, I cooked really early today. But that's just because I wanted to do something then. And I had some stuff that needed to get done. Oh, gee, there's a kitty at my door. No, no, kitty. I have no idea whose kitty that is. It was either mine or Bubbles' kitty. She has 2 kitties. They have 1. But it's mostly hard to tell their meows apart from time to time. The only way to tell is by their bells. One of her kitties doesn't have a bell on their collar. The other one does, and then mine has a bell on his collar, but it gets more caught in the fur. Let's get rid of stabilizer. Hop over to this and then just, oh, let's work on some stitches. sketching is done, so let's just close these, add in a layer below, and get to work. Black and white should always be the first ones I do, in my opinion. But Astro's colors are very basic, very easy. I think at most I'll add a little detail under the eye with the shading. Why does that color feel wrong? I do something funky good. Nope, that's just the color. Okay. Oh, okay, that's where it's causing the issue. Come here, whatever you are. We're gonna create a new layer. We're gonna brush it under the eye a little. They probably do this with, like, especially like fabric makeup or something. I don't know. And there we go. There we go. That looks good. Wait a minute, is that not white? I don't think that is white. Okay, that is not white. Okay, that's the color. Let's fix that stitching color. I didn't realize that wasn't white. I have to redo the stitching, but that's okay. Because I generally know where the stitching was. And there you go, that fixes it. Okay, we got Asher done. Woo! Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to call it quits here on the stream. I am tired. We will finish up Dandy next time we have an art stream. I do apologize so much. This was not my intention for this stream. I am just tired. But hey, we did a good amount of stuff today. We did a good amount of stuff. We did a couple of plushies and we got the sketch started for Dandy. Which, hey, that helps out so much. that bit. I'm just finishing in this, I'm just finishing the Dandy plush sketch saved. And there we go. Nobody popped by this stream, but that's okay. I did this stream way later than I intended, and I am still so sorry about that. But like I said, I have a poll currently going on for what I will be streaming next Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, the 18th. So yeah, stop on by the 18th. And you can see what horror game, or if we are playing a horror game, whatever game or stuff we're doing then. Bye. Have a good day. I am tired. I am gonna go eat and rest. Try and get myself less tired. I might do a makeup stream. I don't know. Anyway, bye-bye.